start off by telling you a little bit about myself because I think that speaks more than anything else. I never thought I'd be standing here. See that? That's my mom. I never thought that I would be standing here, ever. Not in a million years. Louder.
She's got that little baby. There you go.
Thank you.
Little baby Payton.
Is that better?
Yep. Yeah.
This is obnoxious, okay?
She's going to want to bring it home.
I never thought that I'd be here. That's my mom and I. I never thought that a year ago I would have watched my mom take her last breath. I had to watch my mom take her last breath. We have an epidemic here, if you guys haven't realized. I mean, obviously you guys are here, but if it really hasn't sunk in yet, let it sink in now. You know, born and raised in Orange County, people didn't really know that my family had a problem. I mean, my family was fighting this battle for so long, and I feel so blessed to have my family here, my best friends here, because I've had such a great support system. But to start off, when I was 6 or 7 years old, I realized I wasn't normal. I didn't have a normal environment. My dad left a few days after I was born, didn't want to be in the picture. He had his own addiction problems, and I was raised by my mom. She was an addict. She was worse than my dad was. She was abusing anything she could, heroin, coke, meth, anything that she could get her hands on, and I watched my mom do these things. You know, I remember that kids couldn't come over to my house when I was young because my mom would answer the door, shooting up. That was normal. I watched my mom go on drug runs. I would have to lay down in the backseat of the car watching her do a drug deal. Obviously, that's not normal. We live in Orange County, and this is like, I'm your neighbor, I'm next door to you guys, and this is what I was having to deal with. I grew up in an extremely abusive household. My mom was always in violent fights with her boyfriends when they were high. I had to call 911 millions of times. I don't even think I knew my own phone number, but I knew that I had to call 911 because my mom was overdosing so often. She'd be high in the bathtub and passed out. I wouldn't know what to do, but I would know that I, how to take care of my mom. So, from a very young age, I realized that I had to be the adult, I had to be the parent. And that was scary. I mean, no kid should have to go through that. Time goes by. Finally, my aunt got custody of me, which I'm really, that's a blessing. Took me under her wing. I was so behind in school. It's a blessing that I didn't get held back because I should have. By the 4th grade, I didn't know how to read. I didn't know how to do anything. My aunt had to stay up with me all night and teach me how to learn the basics because I was so behind because I was not going to school. Why wasn't I going to school? Because I was up all night with my mom doing drug runs, monitoring her fights, hoping that she was going to kill someone. Because that's how she was when she was high. She was a different person. And the scary thing was is, when my mom was high, she wasn't my mom. She was a stranger. She was the drug, and it completely robbed her of her morals, her ethics, her relationships, everything that mattered to her. Earlier we were talking about, what's that one thing you can't live without? That one thing. That's my family. Unfortunately, I have to live without one of my family members because of this epidemic, my mom. So middle school, we got a call. My mom was going to jail because she was trying to bring 100 pounds of marijuana over the border. As a preteen and already being awkward, I was extremely awkward. Ask my friends. My mom's going to jail, and I had to write letters to my mom in jail. Once again, this was in Mission Viejo. Go, ahead of time. In 2013, my mom found out she has heart failure. Terrible heart failure. And the doctors were saying, oh, we're not going to give, her the heart surgery. She's just an addict. Just an addict? You guys were the ones prescribing her the pills. My mom was abusing her prescription drugs, and my family was begging doctors, begging them, please stop over-prescribing. Wean her off of these things. They're ruining her. Did they? No. They never did. My family would plead to the doctors, please stop, please. Just wean her off. Do anything. You're killing her. Because my mom was abusing them. She was eventually burning them up in a spoon and injecting them. My mom finally got her open heart surgery, and we thought, man, what a blessing. Life's going to start over. My mom was talking about getting clean. She'd never really done that before. After her heart surgery, we started having a normal relationship. I thought, wow, my mom is going to get on track. I'm going to have a normal, healthy relationship with my mom. Like, how lucky am I to finally have that? So that was end of October. By Thanksgiving, I went to Thanksgiving dinner because my family had still come together throughout the years. And Thanksgiving was great because, we didn't know who was going to fight because my mom was always high and she'd rant about something. But I was stoked because I was like, my mom's not going to be high this time. This is going to be the best Thanksgiving ever. Walking to Thanksgiving dinner, the first thing my mom says is, you're worthless. You're ugly. You're dumb. All these horrible things that you should never want to hear from your parents. And then I knew my mom was using again. Before my 20th birthday, my mom was back in the hospital. She was back in the hospital because she had ruined her heart, and her liver and her kidney. She's all in failure. Everything was in failure because she was abusing prescription drugs again. That surgery was for nothing. My mom died in January 14th of last year. And it's still hard to talk about certain times because it wasn't just like, oh, I gotta call my mom died. No, I sat there for about, 10 hours, 15 hours with my family, just waiting for it to happen. I watched my mom, her eyes were bright yellow, didn't even look like herself anymore. She was on life support, crying in pain. And for all those hours, I watched my mom struggle, fighting for her life, because she couldn't kick this thing. Because doctors were over-prescribing. So I think that it's great that we're all here and we need to, rally for the people who have lost their lives and, rally for the people that are fighting this thing. And for kids this age and get them away from even ever trying drugs. And knowing that doctors, you can't just take, everything your doctor gives you. I think it's so important to support each other and come together on that. So thank you guys for coming today.
Thank you.